I'm Tim Garland, and this is the Trail Connection Podcast. Exploring, learning, and connecting through love for the outdoors. Talking everything from hiking, camping, to just plain living. This is the Trail Connection Podcast. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Trail Connection Podcast. I know it has been a while since you've seen this face and heard this voice. And in the past, I would have apologized for that. Not going to happen this time. Sorry, not sorry. I took a very long hiatus from cranking out some episodes, and it was well needed and well deserved. To kind of fill you in a little bit, we left off talking with Jesse from Hike the Good Hike. Topic was focused around mental health, and that was an excellent episode. It was really moving for me. Hopefully it was to those of you that have just checked it out. If not, it's episode 24. Go back and listen to it. It's pretty good. But that episode kind of left me pondering, am I working on the right thing right now? Am I focused on the right thing right now? And obviously that answer was no, because I haven't put anything out in a long time. I decided that it was time for me to just kind of chill for a little bit and focus on my own mental health. My wife and I have been going through a journey for the last year or so with her mental health, and she's progressed phenomenally. I'm really proud of her. So that was a focus, and that was something that I wanted to be present for. I needed to be present for. And I felt like this was kind of taking the place of some of my time with my kids. And obviously I did not want that to happen. So that is kind of the main reason why I took a little pause. The second thing was, you may remember, last year I bought a little short bus, and I've been in the process of converting it to an RV. Well, had big plans for that, and ran out of money. To be frank, we didn't really budget it very well. I didn't budget it very well when it came to the things that I was wanting to do with it, and got to a point where it was consuming all my time and all my funds. And it's still around. I still have it. We're still planning on taking trips with it, but it's still got a little bit to go. So I'll probably be doing an episode in the near future, just kind of updating where we are with that and some of the lessons learned with that whole process, and kind of give you an update on where we are with that whole thing. But that was very time consuming as well, and I was trying my best to kind of document along the way. I still have a ton of footage and a lot of time-lapse stuff to share, and that whole project is it's awesome. It's really cool to experience and go through, but it just was very taxing. So I needed to take some time to just step away from everything and just chill for a little while, because I was just being consumed by a lot. And so you've heard me talk about it a lot. It's all about balance. It's all about priorities. And so I just wanted to make sure that I was focusing on the right things and getting back to the basics. And that's today. That's the episode, back to the basics. So I just want to give us a reminder that, at the end of the day, we got to look at what we really value, what we really hold dear, where our priorities fall, make that list, and then make sure that we're operating within that list. So there you go. And some other things that have changed over the last year or so. it's not quite been a year. I really shouldn't shortchange myself there. It's been about 10 months, but it's been long enough, that's for sure, for me. Unfortunately, I have not been able to spend nearly as much time outdoors doing the things that I really enjoy with my free time as I would have liked to. Did do some stuff with the family, and just decided not to document some of that stuff. I've really kind of been removed from social media for a while. Kind of resorted into the lurker phase, which is really creepy. Just kind of keeping up with certain folks that I'm close with, but that's pretty much it. I haven't really posted anything or interacted with too many other folks. However, hopefully that will be changing soon. And two, that's kind of hand in hand why you haven't seen a whole lot of content coming from my account. I haven't been out and about doing a whole lot, so don't have much to share. And instead of recycling a bunch of old stuff, I figured I'd just wait until we get some cool trips done, and I'll tell you all about them. Um, so yeah, I kind of took a little step back from there. Work has changed a little bit. Talked a lot previously about being on shift work and all the benefits that came from that. Some really cool opportunities that gave me a chance to do some fun stuff. And that has come to an end. So I am back on day shift now, and I'm really excited about this new opportunity. And part of the decision to make the change and to kind of get back into the groove was this whole point of personal reflection, thinking about why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I was kind of hiding for about a year, 14 months, why I kind of ran away from the frontline excitement of production, and kind of got in a position where it was a little less hectic, a little more quiet, not so much demand on my my workload. And it was awesome. It was a good little breather for a little bit, but I found myself very quickly falling into a rut of some poor habits that I really didn't want to be long lasting for my professional career. I wasn't being challenged at all in that role, and it really came down to the fact that I was just hiding. And so I put myself out there a little bit, kind of hemmed and hawed about it for a while, and finally pulled the trigger on applying for some other higher level positions or different positions that would challenge me a little bit more, and got my name on the radar, and actually got approached for a role here last month and moved into it, which I'm really excited about because it's challenging for me in all the right ways, and it has allowed me to kind of get to where I am right now, where I'm talking about priorities and where I line up with my priorities. And so it's timely. This topic is timely to me. And everything that I've decided to do with this podcast since its origin has been relevant to what I've got going on. And so, with that all being said, it's time for me to kind of get back in the groove and try this out again, hop back up on the horse and see what I can crank out. And so the main point that I want to push today, obviously, the tagline "Back to Basics." That's something that we need to always remind ourselves about. That the fundamental core values that hold us and drive us. Are we aligned to those? But the other thing is, you all who have been following this from the very beginning have seen this thing start and stop several times. And in the past, I've apologized for that. And I mean, I kind of say it tongue in cheek, but I mean it. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry that I I stopped for as long as I did this time. And I'm saying that because it was necessary for me to keep this thing pure and honest. And so the point that I'm wanting to leave you guys with, if you want an inspirational thought from this thing, is no matter how many times you start or stop or get delayed or hit some roadblocks or have to jump some hurdles or get the pace slowed way down, or you get the pace ramped up so fast that you can hardly take it, the whole point is moving forward. And if you keep moving forward, you haven't failed. And so when I think about the Trail Connection and everything that I had hoped that I could achieve with this by February of 2022, it looked a whole lot different on paper, a whole lot different. And I would have so many other episodes done. I would have traveled so many other cool places. I would have had so many awesome folks on the show. My book would be done. My bus would be the main vessel getting me from point A to point B to meet these cool people and see these cool places. And here I sit in February of 2022, and I've got 24 episodes down. Still met some really cool people, and I've still got to see some cool places, but I'm just not quite where I wanted to be. And that's okay, because here I am with episode 25, getting back up on the horse, dusting myself off and getting on it again. And so I want that to be the inspiration that you take away from this, is don't let anybody discourage you or hold you down or make you quit altogether because you're not doing it the way that they did it, or you're not doing it the way that it, traditionally is done. And, I think back on a lot of different things in my life that society and myself for a long time would consider failures. Failed business. I started a t-shirt company back in my early marriage, and it was a dream to, get my artwork out there, get them on shirts, see people wearing my designs all over the place, start an e-commerce store, get a print shop going, like all that stuff, was a dream and an aspiration. And I started the company. I started the e-commerce store. I had the shop. I have the equipment. It's all paid for, and I still get orders here and there, but I don't have the, the full-blown enterprise that I was hoping to create. But you know what? That business has saved my tail more than I can count when times got tight and my wife and I needed a few $100 extra bucks or $1,000 extra dollars or whatever. The Lord provided for me and gave me an opportunity to use that to make some money. And I still have that option. So yeah, it's a failed business when you think of, it didn't pan out to where that's what my income is directly coming from now, but it's not a failed business because it saved me, and it still saves me periodically when I need it to. So, that's just one example, but take it with a grain of salt and apply it to your own lives. But to drive this thing home with the hiking community, all of you who have attempted a hike from point A to point B, whether it's a mile or 2,000 miles or 2,500 miles, you have encountered challenges. You have encountered delays. You've encountered sore muscles, pulled muscles, broken bones, no food, terrible weather, sickness. You name it. We've all experienced something that has derailed us a little bit and caused us to stumble. And so let's not let those stumbling blocks completely wipe us out and make us quit and give up, because we have passion, we have drive, and we have a goal in mind. We want to get to that point B. We want to get to that summit. We want to get to that trailhead where it all begins and ends. And unless we have our basic fundamental values on the forefront and reminding us on why we're pushing so hard, we'll quit and we'll fail for real, because it's done and we put it to bed and we give up on ourselves. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to give up on the Trail Connection. I'm not ready to give up on the Trail Connection. And whatever your drive is, whatever your goal is, don't give up. Keep going and dig in. You're going to get some dirt on your face. You're going to get some scrapes. You're going to get some bruises. You're going to get really discouraged and feel like a total failure. But you're not. As long as you keep pushing forward and adapt and just keep the ball rolling, even if it's a tiny, tiny little bit, you're still making progress and you're still moving forward. So that's the main message I want to leave you with today. I'm really happy to be back. I hope you're happy to hear me back, see me back, and really looking forward to kind of getting things going again on this year's episodes. And if you know anybody who may want to be a guest on the show, or if you are listening and think you might have something to offer, shoot me an email, shoot me a message. We'll chat and see if it's going to be a good fit, and hopefully I can get somebody interesting here on the show for you guys in the near future. So until then, though, I will try my best to keep up with everyone, get back in the groove with the social media posts, and get some regular content put out for you guys. So thanks again for listening. This is Tim Garland, aka Mitty. This is the Trail Connection Podcast. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, be sure to hit that subscribe button and leave me a nice review there. I greatly appreciate that. If you're watching this on YouTube, also hit that subscribe button and turn on those alerts. Drop me a comment and let me know what you think of the show. Looking for us on social media, you can find us at The Trail Connection on Instagram and Facebook. We share lots of cool photos of nature and some nice deep thoughts about those photos. And be sure to give us a follow, give us a like, check out what we got going on a daily basis. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. My name is Tim Garland, aka Mitty, and you're listening to the Trail Connection Podcast.